Good morning all of you. I am Jinju Matthew. Today I am going to teach you about the structure of the human eye, its working and some of the defects associated with it. In the previous chapter, you have already studied about the mirrors, the lenses, the position, nature and size of the image obtained by the lenses. One of the amazing fact is that our human eye also has a natural convex lens in its structure. The human eye uses light and enables us to see this beautiful world around us. It works on the principle of the refraction of the light with the help of this natural convex lens. Let me go into the details of this human eye. This is the structure of the human eye. The main parts are labeled here. The first part of the human eye is called the eyeball. This spherical structure of the eye is called the eyeball. It is of about diameter 2.3 cm. The front transparent portion of the eye is called the cornea. It is bulged outwards, that is, it is convex in nature. The cornea allows the light to enter into the eye. Now, behind the cornea, you can see a circular diaphragm, that is a ring-like structure which is colored brown here. That structure is called the iris. At the center of the iris, a small hole is there, that is called the pupil. From the cornea, light enters and through the pupil, it enters inside the eye. Now, the function of the iris is to regulate the amount of light entering into the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. You might have experienced that when you are playing in the ground during bright light and the moment you enter into the classroom, you will not be able to see the things clearly. Why this is happening? This is because when you are in the bright light, the size of the pupil contracts so that very less amount of the light enters into the eye. And the moment you enter into the classroom, the pupil takes some time to comes back to the original size. This is the reason you will not be able to see the things clearly. Let me come back to the details of the human eye. So this iris regulates the amount of the light entering into the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. Now, behind the pupil, this round-like structure is the convex lens. This is the natural convex lens and it is called the eye lens. This lens is held in position with the help of some muscles, and that muscles are called the ciliary muscles. Now, since the lens is convex in nature, it converges the light rays and focus the image on the retina, where retina is the screen which is present at the back part of the eye. In the retina, there are certain light sensitive cells present. They are called rod cells and cone cells. When image is formed on the retina, these light sensitive cells become active. They started generating electric signals. And these electric signals are taken to the brain or carried to the brain with the help of certain nerves, and these nerves are called optic nerves. Now you can see a spot. There is a small spot here. This spot is called the blind spot. It is present at the point where the optic nerve leaves the eye. One of the important property of this blind spot is that there are no rod cells and cone cells. Therefore, if any object is formed on the blind spot, it cannot send to the brain. Now you can see a space between this cornea and the lens. This space is filled by a viscous fluid, and that fluid is called the aqueous humor. Similarly, there is a space between the lens and the retina that is also filled with a viscous fluid, that is called the vitreous humor. Now we can explain the working of the human eye. The light from the object enters through the cornea and falls on the eye lens through this pupil. Since the eye lens is convex in nature, it converges the light rays and forms image on the retina. On the retina, a small, real and inverted image is formed. This image is sent back to the brain and the brain interprets the message. Now you may be wondering how our human eye enables us to see these nearby objects and the far objects very clearly. Our human eye is more or less like a photographic camera. In the case of a photographic camera, we can adjust the focal length of the lens to zoom a nearby object and a far object. But in the case of a human eye, how does it possible? Let me explain that. In our human eye, our eye lens has an ability or a property to adjust its focal length by adjusting its size. This ability of the eye lens to focus the near and far object by adjusting the focal length with the help of the ciliary muscles is called the power of accommodation. Let me explain in detail. For example, if our eye is focusing a distant object, the light rays are coming parallel. For a distant object, we need an eye lens of large focal length. In such a case, the ciliary muscles get relaxed. That means the ciliary muscles pulls the eye lens from both sides so that the eye lens become thin and the focal length increases so that the image can be formed on the retina. Therefore, for focusing distant objects, the ciliary muscles relaxed, eye lens become thin and the focal length increases. Similarly, for a nearby object, we need an eye lens of small focal length. For that case, the ciliary muscles get contracts. That means the ciliary muscles pushes the lens from both sides. Therefore, the eye lens become thick and focal length decreases and image will be formed on the retina. In summary, we can say the ciliary muscles contract, eye lens becomes thicker and the focal length decreases. In this way, the eye lens adjusts its focal length by changing its size by the action of the ciliary muscles. This phenomena or this ability of the eye lens is called the power of accommodation. I hope you all have understood the above topics. Now we are going to the defects of the human eye. Before going into the details of the defects, let me explain two important points. The first point is called the near point. The near point is the minimum distance by which a human eye can see an object clearly without any strain. That minimum distance or the least distance is called the least distance of distinct vision or near point of a human eye. For a normal person, the near point is about 25 centimeter. Similarly, there is another point that is called the far point. It is the farthest point or the maximum distance up to which a human eye can see an object clearly. For a normal human being, the farthest point is infinity. Therefore, the range of vision of a normal human being is from 25 centimeter to infinity. The first defect of the human eye is called myopia. It is also known as short-sightedness. What is called a myopia? A person can see nearby objects clearly but cannot see distant objects clearly. Such defect is called myopia or short-sightedness. And in such myopic person, the image is formed in front of the retina. This is the diagrammatic representation of a myopic person. In the case of a myopic person, he cannot see a far object or a distant object. Suppose this is the object kept at infinity. The light rays are coming parallel and it converges and forms image in front of the retina. This is the retina, but the image is formed in front of the retina. What may be the reasons or what may be the causes of this defect? The causes are explained here. First is the elongation of the eyeball. This is the eyeball. In the case of a myopic person, the eyeball is too big, so that retina is very far from the eye lens. The second problem may be decrease in the focal length of the eye lens. And the third problem is the converging capacity of the eye lens is very more. The converging capacity of the eye lens is very more. Now, how can we remedy this, or what is the correction of this? How can we correct this defect? We know that the converging capacity of eye lens of a myopic person is very high. So in order to correct it, we have to decrease the converging capacity. And you have studied in the first chapter that about the two lenses, convex lens and concave lens. Convex lens is the converging lens and concave lens is the diverging lens. So in order to decrease the converging capacity of the convex lens, we have to use a concave lens. Now, how can the concave lens correct this problem? We can use a spectacle which contain a concave lens and which is placed in front of the eye lens. As I discussed previously that for a normal human eye, the range of vision is from 25 cm to infinity. But in the case of a myopic person, his far point is less than infinity. It is not infinity, it is less than infinity. That is shown here. This is the far point of a myopic person. And this is the far point of a normal eye. Now, if the object is at the normal far point, he cannot see the image clearly because it is formed in front of the retina. But if we are using a concave lens, at first the concave lens diverges the parallel rays coming from the infinite object, and it should appear to come from the far point of the myopic person, so that he would be able to see the image properly, because the image will be formed on the retina with the help of this concave lens. I hope you have all understood about the defect myopia. Now we are going to see the another defect of the human eye, that is called a hypermetropia. It is also called long-sightedness. In a hypermetropic patient or a person, he can see the far objects very clearly, but he cannot see the near objects clearly. This is the diagrammatic expression of a hypermetropic person. In a hypermetropic person, he can see far objects clearly but cannot see near objects. The problem is that the image is formed behind the retina. If the eye focusing a near object, the image is formed behind the retina. What may be the cause or what may be the reason for this defect? As I discussed in the previous case, just opposite of that, the eyeball is too small in size. The eyeball is too small in size, so that retina is very near, or the distance of the retina from the eye lens is very near. And the second reason is increase in the focal length of the eye lens. Third reason, the converging capacity of the eye lens is less. In the case of myopia, the converging capacity of the eye lens is more. But in the case of a hypermetropic person, the converging capacity of the eye lens is less. So in the case of a hypermetropic patient, or a person, the converging capacity of the eye lens is less. So how can we correct it? We need to increase the converging capacity of the eye lens. So which lens we have to use? Whether a concave lens or a convex lens. This is the diagram of the correction procedure. Here we are using a convex lens. Why we are using a convex lens? Because we know to increase the converging capacity of the convex lens, we have to use another converging lens. So here we are using a second converging lens or a convex lens in front of our eye lens. Now, as I discussed in the previous topic, that for a normal person, the range of vision is from 25 centimeter to infinity. And in the myopic person, the far point is less than infinity. What about a hypermetropic patient? Here, his near point is not 25 centimeter. It is greater than 25 centimeter. So the problem is, if the object is at 25 centimeter, he would not be able to see the image. Because when the object is at 25 centimeter, the image is formed behind the retina. So how can we correct it? We are using a convex lens. At first, the light rays from the near object converges and it should appear from N dash, where N dash is the near point of that hypermetropic person, so that the image would be formed at the retina. Let me conclude what we have learned today. First, we discussed about the structure of the human eye, the different parts of the human eye and its functions, and the working of the human eye. Second, we discussed about the power of accommodation. The human eye can see nearby objects and far objects clearly with the help of a property called the power of accommodation that we discussed already. Next, we discussed about the defects of the human eye. At first, myopia. For a myopic person, image is formed in front of the retina. The causes we already explained and the correction also we explained. So for the correction of a myopic person, we have to use a concave lens. Similarly, the second defect, hypermetropia. This is the diagrammatic representation of the hypermetropia. Image is formed behind the retina, and for the correction we have to use a concave lens. I hope you all have understood the topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.